Andy Reid talked about the Kadarius Toney offensive offsides today, and this is our first time listening to this. We've read a couple of the captions, but it sounds like he does address it head on.
Well, yeah, so listen, normally he looks over to the sideline and just gets an okay. And on that one, he just happened not to. So that would be the coaching point. Just make sure you check. Make sure you check with the guy on the side just to see if you're aligned. I mean, he's not lining up offsides on purpose. And listen, he was 2 inches away from or an inch from being legal.
Oh,
and so I mean, you can always, like I said, you can argue both sides of it. It's for both teams. There are things that happen where people, just it happens like that. So I guess the league's trying to clean that up. From what I heard by one of the broadcasters last night. So I don't, whatever.
All right. So let's address the first one where he said he didn't check over there. There was initially 2 CBS reporters, Tracy Wolfson, I believe, and I don't know. It could have been fake, could have been not, but a lot of people were reporting that 2 CBS broadcasters, reporters, who obviously had the game, said that they saw Kadarius Toney check with the ref beforehand. They did not see if the ref responded. And now Andy Reid's coming out and saying that was wrong. Those 2 tweets have allegedly been deleted. Now, once again, we have, with AI and the talents of everything,
of course,
we have no clue if those 2 CBS people actually put those tweets out and then deleted them. But that was a whole nother added conspiracy fodder this morning that Andy Reid just addressed. And then he said the coaching point would to do that. And we're talking about him being there, and he didn't mean to line up offsides. It's like he's talking to Kadarius Toney through that interview as well. And Patrick Mahomes, we assume he's going to hear from the NFL about everything he said afterwards. But damn, Toney would have this highlight reel on his life highlight reel forever, as well as he is the guy who scores the touchdown from Travis Kelce after a sweet high. He has no idea he lined up offside.
No idea.
He has no clue. We did it. We did it! Go! Travis Kelce's sweet, obviously going bananas up there with Taylor Swift and Baron Corbin witnessing an incredible play that we very rarely will ever see or get a chance to see again, where Travis Kelce utilizes his high football IQ and his status as a football player to be able to risk that and does a quick release Dan Marino, flick of the wrist, tight spiral, high school quarterback, 20-yard throw right to the chest of a guy who was not expecting the ball, and he takes it to see ya. Here you go. Bang. I'm out of here.
Bucket.
It is all, the Bills defense swarmed. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
Swarm.
I
Rally.
mean, he was wide the fuck open, too. So how did he get that open in the first place? But, yeah, it's a game of inches. Andy Reid said an inch. And typically the receivers, they're going to try to get as far off the line as possible to get away from the jam, just like the offensive lineman. You see the right tackle who's been obviously making headlines since week 1. So you rarely see the receiver being too much on the line. We saw Terry McLaurin, I feel like last year against the Giants. They went in and scored a late touchdown. And he actually checked with the ref. We all saw, 3 times.
Messed
and
up.
he was too far off the ball, so the ref threw the flag. So we do see it, but it's something you rarely see. So I get it from both sides. But no, Big Red is pretty pissed off.
He's just they're moving on, but they won't forget this.
No way.
No.
Tony won't.
I wonder if the ref was on that side yelling. I'm sure it was loud, but he yelled, "Back up, Tony, get back!" Like they'll use it. That's what they will try to help. Maybe there wasn't enough time. I don't know, but man.
Yeah, usually they give you a warning, right? They'll say, hey, you're covered. I can't see the ball. You need to back up a little bit, something. So I think Terry, the ref, said it was just too egregious to even give him a warning.
Which it was.
Gene Steratore said the same thing in his tweet.
Yeah.
Gene Steratore in his tweet basically said, don't want to call these. Normally there is a conversation, but when it is this egregious, flag has to be thrown. Like, he's almost headbutting Von Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the rule? I think is the back of the ball or the front of the ball?
I don't know.
I know the furthest you can be
Aren't you
back
supposed
is
to be off the center's hip?
Yeah.
no,
hip
that's
to
like
center.
the furthest you can be back. Like you can't break his hip line, so you can't be lined up.
No, you
behind
have
his
to
ass.
break his hip line.
The offensive lineman.
Your head has to.
Your head has to break the hip.
Yeah, it was bad. But Von Miller was, they were pretty much hit.
Yeah, and the
Hey, it's
next
ball.
play,
Hey,
Von
it's
Miller
ball.
potentially gets off a little early.
Yeah.
But
It happens.
That was the first time I'd ever seen,
Mahomes.
yeah, The next play, it was like
I had to feel good. I had to feel good for Patrick though to get all that out. Get all, whatever. RC had an interesting take saying, yeah, like this is the first time he's got a chance to kind of freak out and go crazy. He's been handling himself so well, and he did mention, I know what happened last week, so that's been building for sure. So he just got somebody. I think he was protecting his teammate at the same time as well.
Yeah, I think Kadarius Toney should watch this and say like, okay, Patrick Mahomes has my back, and then Patrick Mahomes came out, I believe, and said, yeah, he was offside, but you can't call that.
No.
Which a lot of people feel, potentially, because it is game-winning drive. But the ref, whenever he called that, didn't know that it was going to become one of the greatest plays
right.
of
Would they ever
time.
call it dead? Would they ever blow that dead? Because I don't know. What's the rule?
Probably
No.
Question to you guys, though.
It never happens.
Does the opposing team's quarterback have the ability to say, like, oh, you're right, Patrick, we won't take this win?
Well, I don't know if they have that power, but with the with the tap of the chest, there was a news clip that basically came of Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen's interaction immediately afterwards. Here's what Patrick told Josh Allen, and then here's Josh Allen's response, obviously.
Offensive offsides in that moment, man.
All right, bro. Yeah, we lost because of the fucking coin toss, pal. All right, dude. There was a hit piece wrote on our coach this week.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going through a lot over
All
here.
right, dude.
That's what if you so pissed, you just go tell it to every and anybody you see in that next 30 seconds.
Yeah, you need to hear it. You need to hear it.
Josh is like, you see what's going on with my fucking ear.
Yeah, I wish Josh. Yeah, I wish
Buddy.
he could have fired back.
I don't know if we have enough time right now.
I'm having a hell of a time over here.
Gotta get in.
Fucking prick.
We're fighting for the playoffs, okay?
I think it tells us that Josh and Pat very tight.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what that tells us. Is Patrick felt he could potentially,
Confide.
like, almost confide like a therapist almost. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
It's hard to win. It's hard to win.
You ever seen that?
It's hard to you.
Tough.
That's awesome. I love it. And I also thought we saw it in Patrick the next couple plays. Very abnormal. Like 3 more plays after. Patrick Mahomes gets on the field. We need it. We know what's happening. Exactly what happened on that play.
Yeah.
To who? Travis Kelce. And then obviously Travis Kelce now also playing quarterback to Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
If 2 completions, that's like the Mahomes magic. Like that is what the Chiefs are. As soon as that didn't happen, it felt like Patrick even was like, that was our opportunity. The whole vibe on the Chiefs offense was not what it normally is. I don't want to say it's like they mailed it in, but it did feel like they knew like that was our shot.
That was the one.
And I think is this the one that gets batted by Oliver? No, this one where his elbow gets hit and he misses. Yeah, it's like all 3 plays were just not good. And the vibes on Patrick's face were not what we normally see, chewing his tongue.
Yep.
Like, give me the play, give me the play, here we go. It was, he couldn't wait to go tell that ref.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time that we have seen that. And he's a human. I think it's like whenever we see Tom for the first time slam his helmet or motherfuck somebody on the sideline or get into it, it's like we see Patrick Mahomes and we watch quarterback. He was awesome in there. Yes. Super cool, super chill. Drinking Coors Light, seems like a human, talking shit, doing his thing. We have to remember that these people that are at the top, okay, their competitive juices are higher than yours are. They're higher than, and I'm not talking about just professionals. I'm talking about the motherfuckers. We know who were the people at the top. It was well documented in The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. If Peyton Manning was to have a documentary, it'd be well documented in there. Tom Brady, it was documented in his entire thing in Song and Dance. Yeah, the man in the arena. It's like these, Serena Williams, whenever they talk about Serena, it'll be the same fucking thing. Like, I assume her practices, workouts, her trainers, like if people aren't bringing, I assume there's an expectation of others being great as well. And that sometimes
Djokovic.
Sometimes can be an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can come across as an asshole. And Jordan even said, you call me an asshole, okay, you've never won anything, is like basically what he said.
I can tear it up. It's still, for you 6 years old, if you don't want to play like, don't play that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, these people, and Patrick Mahomes, we've deemed him to be one of those elite Mount Rushmore type athletes, not just football player type athlete. It's like his mentality. We just saw a little bit, I think, of the rage that's with the competitive drive that's within, and I think it's very normal. I think this is a very normal thing, but we've never seen it from Patrick publicly. And I want to let them know, I appreciate the fact that fucking dog is in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate, because we've seen him with Max Crosby talking his shit and everything like that. But like the pissed off accountability happens with all of them at the top. And it's like, this is welcome to the club, I guess, Patrick, officially.
Yeah.